everybody. How is everybody doing today? Got a really quick one for you today. It's just a concept, and again, we come back to advertising, but it's not only advertising this time. A turn of phrase that I feel is repeatedly often used in 180 degrees, 100%, completely incorrectly, in a very, very simple way, and that is the term let alone, as in, oh man, I can't stand the heat. I don't want to go to Mexico, let alone Florida. What? Mexico's probably worse than Florida, right? Am I right? Right? We can take it a step further. Let's say you lived in Maine. I can't stand the heat. Summertime, I don't want to go to Maryland, let alone Mexico. Okay, much better. There you go. Now you got it. See what I mean? So the basic concept is, you don't need to, or I don't want to do something that's bad by 5 degrees, let alone something that's bad by worse than 5 degrees. I don't even know why I threw 5 in there. I don't want to do something that is as bad as X, which is bad to a certain degree, let alone something which is as bad as Y, something to a greater degree than X. If I'm explaining that correctly. Let's go a little higher. I can't stand high elevations. I don't want to go to Pikes Peak, let alone the Himalayas. What the hell's the name of that mountain? Oh man, I'm struggling here. Mount Everest. Woo! Oh, it's Monday morning, and I haven't had any coffee yet. People tend to use that as an excuse, don't they? I'm gonna have to tell you my thoughts about caffeine on another episode. So did you ever notice that people do this, though? I mean, they will say the exact wrong thing. You know, I don't like scary movies. I don't want to watch Saw, let alone Sleeping Beauty. So you're saying you would rather watch Saw than Sleeping Beauty. Admittedly, you are saying you don't want to watch either of them. But what you're saying there is that Sleeping Beauty would be much better than Saw. And from a more practical standpoint, it's like, imagine that there's 2 cities. You live out in the country, and here's something that probably could have been said by some of the people who I know would say it this way. You live kind of out in the country, and you've got to go kind of far to see a movie. You got to drive 10, 15 miles, right? So you could drive 10, 15 miles to go to Donegal. Or you could drive 20, 30 miles to go to Homestead. So you say to the person, hey, you want to go see a movie? Yeah, not really, kind of, maybe. It says, well, you know, XYZ's playing in Homestead. Oh, well, shoot, I don't even want to drive to Homestead, let alone Donegal. But Donegal's closer, you know what I mean? No point in saying that you would, I would rather drive further, but I don't want to go at all. You understand the concept. It's just that you got it backwards. I'm wondering, why could that be? Is it that people don't understand? Or is it that they're just throwing the 2 terms out there, thinking they've got it in the right order? It could be a matter of dyslexia. I mean, that happens to me all the bloody time, you know, saying 2 things a little bit backwards. But regardless, you ever know anybody uses that phrase incorrectly? You use that phrase? I heard it used incorrectly in advertising a few times, which is why it kind of stuck in my brain. One person I knew used it incorrectly in college a couple of times, and that kind of made me go, wait a minute. Nobody in the world understands how to use this phrase. Here's one, and nobody in the world has ever heard of that phrase, let alone be able to use it correctly. So, okay, that makes sense. They've never even heard of it. They might not know how to use it correctly. So there you have it. But do you even use that phrase, you know, in the common parlance? Or have you ever heard it in advertising? Maybe you know the advertising I'm talking about. It would have been somewhere in the late 80s to mid 90s, somewhere in that window. I know that's a big window, but you know, I was watching a lot of TV in that window. That's probably what I would have heard of. And in any event, if there's any turns of phrase that you have noticed and you want to chat about, I'd love to hear about them. But regardless, have a nice